Hi. Okay, so this is super impromptu video I'm making. I'm over here having a super, what I call like 3D or human day. And just super emotional, just, going through it. One of those days, we all have them. And anyway, so I'm having my day, doing my things, using all my tools in my toolbox to try and get me, out of low frequencies and into higher frequencies, because I realize that I create my reality and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I had a breakthrough or whatever you want to call it. I feel like they're epiphanies. I call them epiphanies, breakthroughs, realizations. And yeah, so my breakthrough, I was sitting here and I was going through my like things that I do when I'm feeling down or when I'm starting to feel low frequency. I have a couple things I like to try and bring me back up. So I was going through it, I washed my face, I meditated, I pulled a few tarot cards, I cried, I smoked, like I was doing my things that, typically can help me. And finally I was like, okay, let's just get down to it. I'll just start journaling. That's like one of my things I've been doing the longest. It's the most natural thing for me. But it's also, I think sometimes I resist it because I get some truth. Like when I start writing, dude, spirit comes through and sometimes they give me messages that maybe I wasn't really, that I maybe knew deep down, but I was kind of trying to avoid. When I'm writing, it comes through. But so I was journaling, and just started going through it. And spirit came through and was telling me how important and how beautiful emotions are. All of them, even the negative ones. And that sometimes you just need to sit with whatever those emotions are. And I'm gonna get my writing just because now I'm kind of starting to get nervous. I'm on camera, I'm losing it, and it's really, I feel like, powerful. Hold on one second. Okay. So yeah, realizing that I'm blessed, we all are blessed as humans with all of the emotions, not just the happiness and the joy, but all of them. And also coming to that realization that we live in a dualistic world, a polarizing world, and that I wouldn't be able to recognize and really understand how fucking good it feels when you feel good if I didn't know how fucking shitty it feels when I feel shitty, right? Knowing those feelings, experiencing those feelings, having those feelings throughout my life really has helped me to appreciate when I feel good and things are going good, so I had that realization, and that led me into learning how to let my emotions organically transmute from lower frequencies into higher frequencies. So not having judgment of my emotions. And I feel like this is something, I feel like this might be common with a lot of different people. Like even so, like before my spirituality, I didn't want to show emotions because I didn't want to be vulnerable, and like I had my walls up and like, that kind of mindset, and I did not want to have these weak emotions, and that's how I looked at it. And then as I got into spirituality, I didn't want to have negative emotions because I create my reality, and negative emotions bring negative things, and I'm too spiritual and I'm above negative emotions. Now I'm coming to realize that I am not above negative emotions. I am a human. I have negative emotions. I'm allowed to have these negative emotions, and these negative emotions are gifts and they can serve me. So learning how to work with them. So organically allowing them to transmute. And when I say that, let me see how I wrote it. Okay. Yeah. So when we try and stop or stifle our emotions, our negative emotions, so when we try and stop or stifle our negative emotions, what we're really doing is trapping them within our physical body and our soul. When we trap these negative emotions and we compound them and compound them and compound them, that is what causes disease in the body, right? And then not only that, that's in this one life, but it also creates karma for you and your soul for multiple lives. And that karma that we are creating is exactly what's keeping us for multiple lifetimes in lower states of frequencies, right? Each life we come here to learn and release karma, and we get some karma, and it's all that beautiful experience of finding out who we truly are and source using us to experience life in all forms, in all ways. But stifling these emotions is what's causing disease in our body, and what's causing karma for many, many, many lifetimes. So I wrote some steps for me, what helps me kind of deal or experience these emotions in the highest possible way. So yes, I'm still gonna cry. Yes, I'm still gonna get angry. Yes, I'm still gonna have these emotions because I'm human, but navigating these emotions in a way that's going to benefit me, right? And I kind of feel like that's also what life is all about, is it's a game, kind of. And everything's about how to navigate it for the highest good of you and humanity. That's how I look at it, at least. Okay. So, sorry, my handwriting, when I do this, I cannot read my freaking handwriting. It is like, it's not even me writing, so I don't even I swear it's crazy, but okay. So becoming in tune with your emotions, all of them. Recognizing them or being aware. So that's the first step, is just being in tune, recognizing I'm angry right now. I'm happy right now. I'm sad right now. I'm excited right now. Being aware of your emotions throughout the day at any point, being able to check in with yourself and what am I right now? Where is my emotional gauge at? So that's the first step. The second step is allowing your emotions to be whatever they are without judgment. This is my step that I need to work on this. I judge the fuck out of my emotions. Why do you feel like that right now? You shouldn't feel like that. You have too much to be thankful for. Why do you feel like that? I get so hard on myself. And so learning to just be. This is how I feel in this moment. And that's okay. The next thing is, once you've accepted these emotions, you felt them, and you do whatever you need to do. I like to cry. I'm a crier. So after I cry and purge and release and whatever, so and that process could take a couple minutes. It could take an hour. Whatever that I need. It could take days. Whatever I need in that moment, being aware, allowing them without judgment to be there and do whatever you need to do. And then the next step is thanking them. And this sounds crazy, and not thanking them like, oh, fucking thank you, pissed. Actually being thankful, that realization that I was kind of saying earlier, that I wouldn't even know what that joy and happiness and bliss feels like if I didn't have the polarity of pain and sadness. We need both. You can't have light without dark. You need to know one to know the other. So being thankful for that, and then also any lessons whatever may have taught you. And sometimes you can't always find those lessons in the moment, and that's okay. But if you can find a lesson in that moment, finding it and really feeling gratitude and just appreciation for that. And then the last step, and then the last step is releasing them. So I'm done with that. Don't hold a grudge. Don't hold that negative space in your body. You felt it, you're allowed to feel it, and you grew from it, and you're thankful from it, and now you release it. obviously we could still have memories, but not having the emotional attachment attached to that memory. Because once it's no longer in your body and you've purged it and you've released it, which for me is what crying is, that's why I am a crier, is because that allows me to release it. And then it is gone, and I move on, and I continue my day, and I can go back to being my typical, you know, or not, I don't even want to say typical, but my goal of higher vibration where I would like to be more times than not, you know. But if I'm holding on to it, there's still that little anger or whatever the emotion may be, sadness or whatever. Anyway, so that was my 3D learning lesson for today. So hopefully that helps somebody else out there. Thank you guys for always holding space for me, and I'll see you on another video.